Hello everybody and welcome back to a final episode of this particular FM20 experiment where we gave Manchester United £1 billion to do what they can with it and try and see if actual money does buy success. It hasn't really happened for United, but we've moved on a fair bit. We are now 20 years into the future. We are in 2039. Well, as you can see from that graph, it doesn't look very good for United at all. Once again, they have got another manager through Nuno Espirito Santo. Dying to know what's happened since the last episode. So let us... finances are okay. That doesn't look great. Let's just have a quick look, see what their actual finances are. I thought that's all they had in, 75 grand. They have got 3 million in the bank. That's not an awful lot. £42 million transfer budget there. I don't know where they're going to get that from. And the wage budget has been reduced drastically down to about 4 million. Maybe I should have put a sugar daddy in there. Right, since we last left them in 26-27, they finished second for the second year running, and it looked like they were going on the rise. So let's have a quick look, flick through, see what's happened since there then. They dropped right down to 5th position there, losing 10 games and well off the pace. 29 points behind Liverpool, the eventual winners, ahead of Man City. Following season, they dropped down to 6th now. 70 points yet again. Arsenal win it. Everybody else seems to be winning by United. United stay in 6th position. 72 points, so 2 points more. Not very further up the table, but 4th position next in the 30-31 season. They do accumulate 79 points this time, and it is a lot closer, 5 points off Liverpool, who eventually win it from Chelsea and Man City. United do finish second, so they climb even more, 8-10. They just lose out by 1 point from Man City, who win it once again, and then all of a sudden they drop right down to 5th. Wonder what happened there. 9 losses, those 71 points. Again, they've just gone well off the pace. Chelsea winning it this time from Liverpool. Following season, they try and gain a place. 71 points this time. 5th position, and again, well off the pace. They drop right down to 7th position in this one. 34-35 season. What on earth has happened there? 60 points. Just mediocre football, that is. That's awful. 56 goals conceded. That's terrible. Who scored the most? West Ham scored the most against them. Wow, that is surprising. But again, 33 points off the leaders, Chelsea. Arsenal win it the following season. And United get up to 5th position. They're climbing again just when you think they're going to get somewhere. They drop right back down to 7th position. 64 points though this time. Very, very poor indeed. Chelsea winning the title. Stay around about the 6th. They are just a mediocre side, aren't they? It just looks like they've had the money and they've just wasted it. They've just blown it and they've just done nothing with it. And wow, they've dropped right down the table. They are virtually halfway nearly. 9th position, 55 points. That's got to be the lowest finish they've ever had. It has to be. So past winners then. United just haven't won it. I told the last time they won it was the 12-13 season. And it's just been City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal getting involved. West Ham won it one season as well. Where did that come from? Looks like West Ham won it the previous season, losing 5 games only. That's really good. Losing to Liverpool, Man City, Leicester, Chelsea and Arsenal. So they've done well against the top teams, finishing a good 5 points clear ahead of Man City. There's nobody catching them. Tottenham dropping out of the top 7. If we just have a look in the Champions League then, we're not going to go through each individual schedule because it just there's quite a lot of it. So the 23rd, so we left it around about the 26-27. So they lost to Chelsea in the Championship quarter-final on aggregate. Then a few more years later they lost to Real Madrid in the quarter-final stage once again. They got knocked out in the first knockout stage after that. Not so long ago they lost in the quarter, so they don't seem to be getting past the quarter final, which seems to be very disappointing. They did reach the Euro Super Cup though. They lost to Arsenal in the 2034 season. They are featuring in the Europa League though. So they lost to Lille in the quarter finals. They lost in the second knockout round there. They won the Euro Cup in the 33-34 season after beating Inter Milan, so that's really good stuff. But then they lost in the quarterfinals, and the second knockout round against that Lyon, Atletico, Napoli. So they're losing to the big teams. Right, FA Cup then. Let's see how they progressed or not progressed, as the case may be. So after we left them, they lost to Arsenal in the quarter final, lost to Bournemouth in the 4th round. Chelsea semi-final after extra time, so they get close. Arsenal once again, they won it for 2 years on the bounce, beating Norwich and then Tottenham. Lost to Chelsea in the final, lost to Liverpool in the semis, didn't get past the 5th round, past Burnley. They lost in the 5th round once again to Stoke. 4th round, they just seem to be getting worse and worse and worse. Leicester and then Tottenham exacting their revenge. Carabao Cup, let's see how far they got on there. They lifted the Carabao Cup quite a few times in the previous episode. If you watched it, go back and have a look just to see what happened, but they lifted it quite a little bit there. They lifted it once again in the 27-28, beating Arsenal, losing in the 4th round, semi-finals, 3rd round, quarters, semis. They just don't seem to be doing very well. They get into the semi-finals, lost to Derby in that one on penalties. Semi-final against Man City on aggregate. They lose to Liverpool a few times. They lost to Leeds, West Ham. Wow, it's not looking great for them. They have been involved in the Charity Shield though, which is good, and they won it. They won it in the 33-34 season. That's not great, is it? Chelsea. It's the only time they've won it. That must have been when they won the FA Cup. Right, let's just have a quick look at all the transfers as well. It just goes to show that money is not buying them anything. Right, they're still continuing to spend money, but also they are starting to rein it in a little bit, getting rid of a few guys as well. So first of all, 78 million for Meunier from Tottenham, but he did score 127 goals though for United and 258, so that's not bad at all. Okay, who did they get rid of that season? The 30 million, then Angelino, 3 million for Cucurella, he went to PSG, 30 million, 63 million. Declan Rice has gone to Inter on a free. Let's have a look what they did the following season. This is quite good, this graph here. It shows you all their transfers. It's not been an awful lot. They're not spending an awful lot, are they? 51 million they spend this time, but they do bring in 75. They didn't really spend any. 34 million on this one. Guzen. He's 34 years old now, but obviously probably wasn't back then. 44 million for Hakimi. He went to Real Madrid. Trone, 22 million. Following season, they made no transfers at all, and they sold 98 million, 87 million on this chap, Marco Masson from Napoli. He's 33 years old now though. However, 2 goals. What position did he play? Midfield, 2 goals in 97 appearances. It's not great, but stats look quite good. Is he still playing? I think he's still playing. He is at Barcelona. Following season, very quickly as well. 36 million to Johan Jonk from Ajax. Danovic from Norwich, 32 million. And just another couple of small transfers. Let's see what they did. 81 million. They bring in 221 million. So they are bringing money in from the transfers. They're spending it, but they're also bringing more in. They've got to balance the books somehow, haven't they? 81 million. Jebri. Was he? I think he was a youngster. He's a coach now. I'm sure he was a youngster at United. Very young chap, a hot prospect, I'm sure he was. But 81 million all the same, that's quite impressive. Dalot goes to Milan. He holds out to the 2030-31 season, and eventually they let him go. Just a couple of more transfers. There's Curtis Jones, he's gone for 18. How much did they buy him for? I'm intrigued now. What did they buy him for? When United was 27, so they lose about 9 million. I mean, that's not great business, is it? And I think I saw somebody down here. Jordan Pickford, he's gone to Marseille for 2 million. Marco van der Steen from Lyon, 2 million. 52 million there for Sica from Napoli. Like the players from Napoli. And 20 million for Biglieri from Shakhtar. Oh, he's a right back, this Sica is. That's not bad stats at all. 255 appearances for United, 5 goals. The following season, 54 million for Nassan. Michael Kingsley, 16 again, Napoli. Saka from Lyon. Garnier and Joel Pereira. They bought him back. Strange. Mason Greenwood's gone to Arsenal for 16 million there. Let's have a quick 22 minutes. So they spend 110, 65 they bring in, but Stengs has gone to Zebra, which is Juventus. Mason Greenwood to Arsenal. That's quite. See how well he's. Actually, he's a coach now. He's 38 years old. Bless him. Did he actually? He didn't play an awful lot for United. Well, actually, he did. He played quite a bit for United, scoring no end of goals. They spent 107, 135 brought in. 38 million is Oliveras from Marseille, and Tony Heatley from Tottenham. Martinez from Hertha Berlin, attacking midfielder role. 61 in 170. That's quite impressive from that position. That's really good, and he's still playing. He's contracted to Liverpool now. 12 in 30. They got him on a free. Oh, that's just awful. That's awful. They just let him go. That's awful. Oh, that's makes me sick to the throat. That does. Goes to Liverpool on a free. Who did they sell there? Because they must have sold quite a bit. Johan Vonk to Milan, and Joel Felix, he went there. He's up 33 million. What's happened to him then? Attacking midfielder. 75 goals in 267 appearances for United, so that's not too bad. The longest he stayed at a club as well though. But 75 goals, that's quite impressive. Not half as impressive as Atletico Madrid at 87 in 200. So that is impressive. 34, 30, 125, 54 million in. Who did they spend the money on? These two are Delgado and Ramirez from Sevilla. He is 30 years old now. That's not bad stats. 4 goals in 104 from midfield. It's not great, but it just looks like they've just struggled all the way. Delgado's a manager now. What did he do at United? Not an awful lot. 13 games, 35 million. Then they let him go for about 10 to Aston Villa. It's not. That's all. It's no business at all, is it? 43 million for Simenko from Milan, a defender. He's scored 5 goals in 114 games. That's quite impressive. Good stats as well. He's 31 years old. He's still playing. He's at West Ham now. Bet they got him on a cheap. Who did they let go then? It's only 54 million they sold. Roberto's gone. Ramick the next season then. 159 million, 132 brought in. Beniada, defensive midfielder. Looks like they're going defensive now. Is it 3 and 30 there? That's quite good. He's still playing for him at 24 years old. We're getting into the younger players now, and hopefully they're going to start picking up. 45 million. McGrill from Everton, 38 million. What's he look like? He's 32 years old. Again, they're looking for experience. 14 games for United before moving along onto Crystal Palace by looks of things. And then Laskovsky. What have you? You're a defender. 1 goal in 35, and you went back to Norwich. Wow, Noah Pete, 105 million. What? It's 30 years old. Them stats look amazing. It's 105 million. He's been a youngster at the club. 105 million. I suppose when that sort of money comes knocking on the door, you are going to snatch their hands off. But he's been playing 4 seasons for United. Not doing so well. He's doing slightly better at Milan. I suppose it's a slower pace over there, but that is some going. 6 goals in 222 appearances. He's got 5 in 133 already at Milan, so he's doing well there. And it looks like he's just won the Champions League, Serie A, Italian Cup. Oh, it looks like they've won the quadruple. That is impressive. And then you just got a couple of smaller amounts going through. Let's have nearing the end of the transfers. 108 million they spend, 155 coming in. So once again, they spend big on a couple of players. Mario Garcia, he's still with United. 3 goals in 98. Midfielder, 26 years old. That's quite good stats there. Rob Driesen, Dutch left back. Doesn't look that great though, to be perfectly honest, but 3 goals in 84, so that's not too bad as well. Meunier, he's got 41. Alvarez, so they did sell quite a few of their big players. Just 34 million on the chap for Andy Taylor, from 34 million for Andy Taylor from Southampton. Don't forget, we are probably in the regen places now. 29 years old, 4 goals in 29 appearances. That's quite impressive. But they are sending still a lot of players out on loan. Final season then, 140 million. So 2 £50 million players there. Benfica and Roma. So it looks like they're starting the rebuild once again. He's played 30 games at the back. Not really done an awful lot, but stats wise it looks okay. 22 years old. Plenty of time to build up on that. And Muriel from Roma, 25 years old, attacking midfielder, 3 goals in 24. That's not too bad. Career milestones. He was with the under-23s by looks of things, but he has won the Italian Serie A in 38. So they do bring him in when he's on an absolute high. But 54 million, that's an awful lot of money though. I'm just hoping he's going to do the job. They do sell £74 million worth. Simenko. He's gone to West Ham for 41 million. But other than that, there's not an awful lot really going on. A lot of young players in there. Just have a look who's the most valuable player. Mladenovic, right winger. 94 goals in 301 appearances for United. That's massive. He's got quite a few winners trophies under his belt, which is very nice to see. And nice to see that they're all Manchester United. Norwich won the Euro Cups too. Wow. Okay. 400,000 for Cavell, and he's only worth 10 million. Get rid of him. Why is he on 400 grand a week? That's where all your money is going. That's just crazy money. Milan, he's got 350,000 a week, but the rest are about 210 and then dropping off drastically. But there's a lot of Drazen, he's on 185 grand a week. So it just goes to show that £1 billion to a Premiership team like Man United, it doesn't really pay off. Be interested to see what happens if we give it to Liverpool then. If we gave it to Liverpool one time, or I don't know, is there another Premiership team? Maybe if we give it to somebody that's lower in the division, give them £1 billion, see what they can do, see if successful by them. Maybe the money was just they didn't really need it. I don't think Man United did. I think it kind of spoiled them a little bit. They got a couple of second places, 3 in fact, in the 20 years that we moved them along. Just 3 second places. That's awful, absolutely awful. This must have spent no end of money. Right, we're just going to have a quick look at the side, just see what their what's their club vision. They must have some sort of club vision going on here, though. We've had 20 years of hardly any success. Right, the club culture is to play entertaining football, develop players using the youth system, 23 and 20 years old, work within the budget, qualify for the Euro Cup, reach the quarterfinals, Carabao, win silverware. That's one of their one of the plans. Qualify for the Champions League. There's not really anything. Win the Premiership. They're looking at the end of 42-43 season. Wow, they're looking to challenge quite a way off. Well, a couple of seasons away. But there's nothing really that they really want to. There's no achievers there, is it, at all? So if we just have a quick look at the managers then. Neil Ryan seems to be coming in as a caretaker manager quite often. So we did have George Jesus was there. Then Pepe was there. He didn't really have that great a success rate. 25 games won. No trophies though. We had O'Donnell. He was there just for 67 days as a caretaker, but he left that position. And then we had Victor Pereira. He was there for nearly 5 years. 4 trophies, but no Premier League title. Stellini, he was sacked after 2.5 years. Nothing there at all. Ryan just is there for 7 days. He only played 100%. Ryan seems to put him as manager. Then Jabalo, 120 odd days, 50% one. Yeah, he's not doing really well at all, is he? And Ryan's back up there. It seems to be a Zinedine Zidane was there for in the 2037 season. Not even a year. 57% win percentage. Ryan, who's there again, 100% again from Ryan. Philip Cuckoo sacked after 275 days, 45% win rate. That's not great. Ryan's there again. He didn't win any of his games. He only played the one. He was only there for 8 days. Santo, he didn't even last half a year. 50% win ratio. Not great. So they've gone through quite a lot of managers. We had early success when the money was there, but nothing after for a long time. United are just a dying breed at the moment, but if it carries on like they are doing, they could end up going bust. Let's just have a look at their money. Yeah, look at that. That's not great. I mean, the projection, 208 million. Sponsorship, have they got any sponsors? They've still got big sponsors. Main kit, 30, 50, 60, 70. It's not an awful lot. They did have around about 300 million to start off with, but not even 100 million there at all. That's awful. Oof. I tell you what, that's bad, isn't it? Debts. They've got no debts though. They've cleared all the debts, which is really good. So they don't have to worry about that at all. But expenditure, player wages, 160 million last season. 4 million in the bank. It's not a lot, is it? That's That's depressing, absolutely depressing. When you think they had £1 billion 20 years ago, where's it all gone? So we're going to leave it there. It's quite depressing really to see what Man United have done with the money, but it just goes to show you money does not buy success, especially not in this case. We may try it with a Liverpool and do like another, I don't know, 20 season review over it, or we might give it to a lower team in the division and just see what they do with it, just see how they compare. Or we just might do something like with the top 6, that we just give them no money and just see what happens. That would I would like to do something like that, the top 6 with no money whatsoever, and see if they can manage to last with their team as they are, with that hemorrhaging so much money. However, if you can think of any other experiments you would like to see, I'll see if I can do them. And if you enjoy that, please pop a like on there. If you'd like to see more new to the channel, please subscribe. And until next time then, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you.